Well, hello all. Of course, I go out of town. I had waited weeks for something to happen and nothing happened, and then the second that I leave town, I wake up and I see everything is happening on Twitter. And then, of course, the interview happened, so I have a lot to catch up on. Before I get into all of it, I'm going to say that everything in the video that I'm talking about and showing is supposedly, allegedly. These are just allegations at this time, but let's take a look at what was going on over on Sarah's Twitter a few days ago. She tweets, "He's still contacting me. Guilt tripping me is only making me angrier. Keep it up. F you. I was the one in the wrong. Say whatever you want about me, Onision. Bring it." She then posts a screen cap of what is supposedly Onision, stating that it is from a couple of months ago. It says, "I just want to point something out. This is stupid. I loved making love to both of you. I loved seeing you satisfy Kai. I loved making out with you while effing Kai. I loved you being around when you guys weren't fighting. Personally, I'd love to do countless things with both of you both." She then tweets, "I don't have to rely on my messed up memory. I have every single text since I was 14 still saved." And this is probably in reference to the fact that Onision often states that people with her particular mental disorder and people that use marijuana are liars and they can't be trusted, they act irrationally, and all sorts of other accusations. And again, I personally feel like he was tweeting all these things and saying all these things because he knew that this was going to be coming up and he wanted to try to discredit Sarah as much as possible. She then tweets out a screenshot saying, "You're pathetic" at Onision. And again, this appears to be an alleged message from Onision to Sarah stating that he has never seen Kai so hurt before and he can't believe that Sarah would do this, and alleging that this is only being done because they stated that they did not want to be with Sarah. Haley, who was another person involved in the Onision drama, quote tweeted Onision saying, "The damage you did, I can't believe you would hurt Kai and the kids like this." And she replies to that by saying, "If you're so concerned about kids, then why did you and Kai groom one? Eat crap." While all this was going on Twitter, Onision decided to upload 100 of his old videos, and yes, I counted. And I'm pretty sure it was an attempt to push out all the videos that were being made about him, because if you filter by recently uploaded, it was just a flood of Onision re-uploads. However, it doesn't appear that he paid too much attention to the videos that he re-uploaded because he had old videos of him in Shiloh and the video that he made doing a spoof of Eugenia's cooking show, which people called him out for, and he even re-uploaded videos that had Sarah in them. At the same time, he was also making supposed sock accounts and DMing people. One of the DMs posted by Sarah was someone contacting her saying, "Onision would appreciate it if you stop stalking/harassing him, thank you." It also says, "It's quite evident you're loving the attention you're receiving from slandering him so publicly. Not only are you a narcissist, but you are also a sadist. Seek help immediately before you harm somebody else or yourself." Now, obviously, there is no proof that any of these accounts belong to Onision, but really, who talks like that? Sarah continued tweeting, "Just wait until I get off work, you do not scare me. I did cocaine, use it against me. Greg and I slept together while Kai was in New Mexico, use it against me. I sold my prescription before, use it against me. Greg and Kai let me have alcohol. Kai sent me a selfie with his genitalia out while I was underage. Please, please try me." She then tweeted a picture of the Grinch smiling and said, "Off work. Kai told me exactly how big Greg's D was when I was 14. She then shared a DM that appeared to be between Kai and Greg, stating that Kai was in the blue and Greg was the one in gray. And this appears to be a discussion about them taking Sarah's virginity, which, on a side note, it does appear like Onision has some kind of fascination with virginity. I don't have anything handy at the time, so don't quote me on this, but I feel like I have heard him talk about virginity before. I don't know if it's some kind of domination thing, but I personally feel like he has some kind of fascination with virginity and maybe taking a person's virginity. But that's just a personal thought. She then posted a picture alleging that it was the hickey that Greg gave me on January 17th, 2019. Kai smoked weed, this one is for Billy. She then posted a bunch of screenshots that are allegedly from Onision to her saying, "Damn, he mad." And this message just goes on, saying that Sarah blackmailed them, saying that Sarah raped Kai and used sexual extortion and pressured Kai into sleeping with her, stating that Sarah is a liar, that she broke the NDA, and that the only reason that they aren't coming out with anything is because they don't want to break the NDA and that they are not liars and they don't want to ruin Sarah's chances in succeeding in life. He also brings up things from her past and tries to use her personality disorder against her. He also says that she is hurting them and that she should move on and get help, which sounds familiar. He also states in the message that both Sarah and Billy admitted that they were never groomed and that they have receipts to back that up. But at the time, Sarah admits to feeling pressured into saying those things. And also at certain points, she was underage and still a child. And if someone is in fact trying to groom you, it's not like they are going to say that they are grooming you, and they don't want you to feel like you are being groomed, so she may not have even realized any of that at the time. And of course, if you care about somebody and they are seemingly trying to help you, you would not want to say anything bad about them or believe anything bad about them. Again, all of these things are simply allegations at this point, but I don't think that you can point to a time where someone says, "Oh no, I wasn't being groomed," and use that as an absolute evidence against them being groomed. She continues on Twitter, "Remember when you made me feel so guilty that I was sobbing while holding you and begging for you to forgive me? I bet that made you feel powerful. Do you feel powerful now? This is so freeing. Oh my god, I really can just say whatever I want now." She continues, "So since every time I was with Kai, Greg was also involved, does that mean that Greg is an accomplice to the multiple of his own husband? Bam, this is messed up. Use my past traumas, abuse against me, Onision. I double dog dare you. One time when I was 16, Greg made me feel so bad about being a virgin that I started crying. Interesting." She then quoted Onision, "You're so mature for your age, I feel like I'm hanging around a 20-year-old. Greg at 16-year-old me the first time we met. That didn't sit right with me then, and it sure don't now." She then posted a picture that appears to be a message between her and Kai stating this didn't age well, and it is a picture of Squidward making a horrible face saying after you're done drowning in that, well, you can read it. At Onision, do you remember a couple years ago when you wanted me to bake you weed brownies? She then goes on to request that people not attack Onision's friends because they didn't know anything about it and she was never allowed to meet any of them for fear that somebody may figure out what was going on in the situation. Sarah also did an interview with Blaire White over on her channel. I am going to insert some of the clips here.
You guys have this concept of grooming, right? But that requires you have with somebody right after they turn 18.
That something has happened with her, or I cuddled in bed with her, that none of that has ever happened. Never.
Like, go to sleep. Good night.
Well, when I started tweeting them, I was 13.
So you were a fan of them? Like, that was the relationship with you being a fan of them?
I was like the biggest fan.
Okay, so clearly already there's like a power dynamic there.
Yeah, so we were tweeting back and forth, and then he DM'd me, "Hey, how old are you?" And I said, "Hey, Lainey, I'm 14. And he said, "Oh, you look older." He sent me a message that said, "I'm about to delete this app. Here's my phone number." And he gave me his phone number. And at this time, I was 14.
So Sarah does allege in this video that she was 13 and 14 whenever she started tweeting with Kai, and that Kai was also aware that she was only 14. Sarah is now coming out and saying that there were alleged inappropriate texts whenever she was underage, also inappropriate pictures being sent.
Were there ever any inappropriate text messages sent from Kai, who again is Onision's partner, to you?
Yeah, we would make like sexual jokes to each other. We would joke about like, we would, make jokes about us being together, but he would send me like pictures of like him without the top on. Basically, Kai was taking selfies and he sent me a few of the selfies, and one of them, he didn't have any bottoms on, but he had a shirt on, and one of them, like his entire like private was in the picture. There was at least one picture that I had sent of me when I was 15, topless, to Kai.
Wow.
She states that she felt that Kai was her best friend at the time, and when things were going really badly at her home, that was when Kai offered to talk to Onision about her moving in.
We had been friends since I was 14. I was going through a lot, and we had joked about me living there, but one night after some really not so great stuff went down, I was outside crying, texting my best friend, Kai, and he said that he was seriously going to talk to Greg about me living there. And at first I was just shocked. Like, I sat there like, what? What do you mean? And I was like, wait, really? And he was like, yeah, it hurts to say this, but I feel like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. I think anyone watching this definitely probably feels the same, that there's really no reason to move a teenager in with you or to send the kind of messages they sent, and then conveniently, coincidentally, be intimate with you after you turn 18.
She goes on to say that she felt very pressured to make the video, where she stated that nothing inappropriate was going on, and that it really affected her mentally, and she was given bullet points of what to say, and at the time it really hurt her to hear Onision and Kai denying having any contact with her.
And I mean, we had already had romantic conversations and talks when I was 15, and I know that in the video that he posted online, I basically was like, oh, nothing is going on, guys. But he wanted me to make that video, and he like really pressured me into making it, and I really didn't want to. I have bloopers from it of me literally like having like a mental breakdown, like sobbing, because I was just so overwhelmed.
Oh my God.
It's only like 40 seconds long because he literally gave me like a list of things to say, and I just said them, and I just like bullet points, didn't like tell me exactly what to say, but like bullet points of what to like speak about. So I just spoke about whatever he wanted me to, and then I just like stopped it. I didn't want to do it. Well, and also what would hurt me a lot is like having to watch him say like, oh, we don't even hug Sarah, we don't even do this or that, and it's like I'm sitting there like 16 watching this, and I'm just like, but yes, you do. Like you're sitting here and you're blatantly lying, and I can't say anything because I don't want to get you in trouble.
She states that she was forced to sign an NDA after they were intimate together, and to my knowledge, this is the NDA that Onision is alleging that Sarah blackmailed them with, stating that she would only sign it if they would all be intimate together, or something to that effect.
You told me off camera that you signed an NDA the morning after you were intimate with them for the first time.
Yeah. He and Kai decided that everyone in their life needed to sign an NDA, and that I was no exception to that. The NDA was 1,000% for me to not do what I'm doing right now.
There is also allegedly a very strange post that has shown up on lolcow stating that at some point Sarah had requested that Kai take her out to run errands and ended up going to an adult store. She then bought molding kits that can mold your genitalia into toys, and Sarah had purchased one for a male and two for a female and suggested that they all make these together, and that when she was kicked out of the house, they had found that she had used both the female kits to mold her own genitalia and left them in the house for Onision and Kai where the kids could get to them. And this story was posted by somebody alleging that they had gotten the information from one of Onision's top patrons. There is no other information about that as far as I'm aware, and no proof to suggest that that actually happened. A lot of people are assuming that it was Onision, or that Onision talked somebody into posting that on there to discredit Sarah etc., or make her seem crazy. Then again, as lolcow is anonymous, nobody knows where it came from. I just figured I would throw it in because it was brought to my attention recently before I made this video. But that is all I have right now. I know it was a lot, I am behind, but feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. This story is crazy, and I was really waiting for a long time to see if anything would come out about it, and I will try to keep everyone posted as I find out information. But for now, I'm out.